Robert Louis. Baby bird.
Freeway.
Yeah, man.
Orinda Sabadia. Mawal mga po. Ay, era wala le haki o. Bilis no yung tayo. Ay, makakangay lumon. Sila kala. Sila kala sa babo. Pauuy for sila kala. Uy, ba mga style. Triangular.
Exit.
This is nice. I haven't been here in 10 years.
Keep going.
Keep going. Bibili ng mga kapoy lumaro pelo yung hadasa. Ay. Isang mo ya dito. Sama pikon man lang.
Leo ilila ko if you new wave ya vows a woman. They go for ACC every new wave.
Baweli. Of course, is makakita sa baweli.
Because we came here with our Okolowo 10 years ago, but we didn't get in.
Oh, we just went up there and
Stay over here, bro.
In or out?
In or out?
In or out?
Oh, if
you want, but I'm all good. I'm all good. Yeah.
Hello.
She was enjoying it until for Manu.
Beautiful view. Robert Louis. And how about these in our van here? Imagine if it was a state of origin van.
Okay, team.
Oui.
Oh my money.
Why is the squirrel giving us the eels?
And make the conversation.
I think that's okay.
Woke up shocked.
Having coffee and tea at the back here.
All right, found them. All right. They're coming very shortly. He was a very sick man from a young age. He had lung problems. A lot of people think he had tuberculosis, but it still hasn't been confirmed today. What's actually recorded within his death certificate, and we have it upstairs in his library on this table, he died of a brain hemorrhage and a stroke called apoplexia. right? If he had tuberculosis, I don't think he will live for 44 years because he's been sick when he was just a little boy. Tuberculosis, we all know it needs a dry climate. This is not dry climate. This is very humid, isn't it? Also, tuberculosis is very contagious. If he had it, maybe the others would have died, especially his wife, Fanny. All right, so there's no proof that Robert Louis Stevenson had tuberculosis, but that's what's recorded within his death certificate. He died of a brain hemorrhage and a stroke called apoplecsia. Robert Louis Stevenson arrived in Samoa in the late 1889. He built this house in 1890 with the help of the local people. His house was designed by an Australian architect, and it took him nearly 2 years to build this house. That's because he had to wait for all the shipment of the redwoods from California and also all the materials. Right, so but everyone, within 4.5 years he lived in Samoa, he only lived in this house for 2 years. All right, because it took him 2 years to build this house, and he only lived in Samoa for 4 years. It's very sad, isn't it? Well, everyone, this room here, this is Robert Louis Stevenson's dining room, and he refers as the smoking room. Even though he had lung problems, he was a heavy smoker. That didn't help him very much, isn't it? It's a recreated room, everyone, based on that early photograph we have up on the wall there. You'll see his wife sitting on the chair, a local girl sitting down preparing kava or ava in our language. Right? Ava is a very special drink to the Samoans welcoming ceremony. It looks like dirty water. A lot of people say to me, well, it tastes like muddy water. But it's a clean dirt, and it's very special to our welcoming ceremony, and so part of the Samoan culture. Right, everyone? The only original you'll find in this room is that fireplace. Never been used because of this hot climate. They only built it just to make them feel at home like they're in Scotland. As you all know, Samoa don't need fireplaces. It's already hot. We do not have a winter season, everybody. This climate, it's the same climate throughout the year. Right, there's 2 fireplaces in the house, one here, one upstairs in his library. Right, this one was never used. The one upstairs, the family tried to use it once during our wet season. They thought it might warm up all their rooms on chilly nights, and maybe it will dry up all Stevenson's bed sheets, ending up filling the house with smoke. Now, there's not enough air to push the smoke up to the chimney, and not only that, the local builders were unfamiliar how to build proper chimneys. So that's why it didn't work. That's why the family never used it again. They think it's a bad idea, all right? Now, everyone, the tapa, you see it on the wall, all right? In Samoa, we call it siapo. Siapo is made of the inner bark of the mulberry paper tree. Used to be our clothing back then. But today, since we got the fabrics, we don't wear tapas or siapos anymore. We only use it during our special occasions, and they are very valuable to our traditions and culture as well. All right, everyone, we have his family photograph on that corner, and I would like to show it to you before we go upstairs. But before I show you the family photographs, if you're wondering about the furniture, excuse me, these are all replicas. Fanny, his wife, sold most of the originals, and that's why we don't have it. We've been trying to trace it all around the world, but very difficult to find. Some we know where they are, but people don't want to bring it back here. They want to have it for themselves. That's what happened to most of the originals. But we do have some of the originals, and those are the things that I point out to you, like that fireplace there. Right, everyone, this is the family photograph taken right in front of the house in the year 1892. Taken during Robert Louis Stevenson's birthday. That's why you see the decoration of coconut leaves right in front of the house. Right, it's part of Samoan's tradition. When we have special occasion, we always like to decorate with coconut leaves. It's a sign of a special occasion. So if you drive around the island, you see decoration of leaves or coconut leaves. It's a special occasion. It's either a birthday, a funeral, a wedding, any kind of celebration. All right, you can always tell because of the decorations. Right, everyone, this is Robert Louis Stevenson. We Samoans call him Tusitala. It means teller of tales or storyteller. Robert Louis Stevenson was very hard to pronounce by the Samoans back then, so they decided to give him a Samoan name. They always see him telling stories to our children, even though they don't understand him. But his action speak louder than his words, and that's how they could understand him. So the chiefs of Samoa say, let's name him Tusitala, because he's a writer of stories or a storyteller. That's how he got his Samoan name. Now this is his wife. Her name is Fanny van der Griff Stevenson. She's Dutch American. Born in San Francisco, California, 10 years older than Robert Louis Stevenson. They never have any children of their own. Fanny had 2 children from her previous marriage, and they both came to Samoa. So this is Fanny's daughter, or the stepdaughter of Robert Louis Stevenson, Isabel. And this is her son. His name is Lloyd. Isabel, the daughter, she was married to an American. His name is George Strong. And they had a son named Austin. All right. Now, Robert Louis Stevenson, he came along with his mother. Now, as you can see, she looks like Queen Victoria with her headdress. Now, her name is Margaret Belford Stevenson, and she was a daughter of a Scots minister. Her stay in Samoa was frustrated because of our climate. But look at the way she dressed. I don't think she'll ever be comfortable staying in Samoa with her dress code. With the long sleeves and long collars, boy, it must have been very hot. Now, this is her maid from Australia. The maid only lived in Samoa for 3 weeks, went back to Australia. She didn't like our climate as well. She said it's very hot for her. But also, look at the way she dressed. All right, I don't think she'll ever be comfortable here with the long sleeves and the long collars as well. If you're wondering which part of Australia she was from Tasmania. That explains it all. One of the coldest parts in Australia. Now, people around them are just the Samoans or local people. Those people work for Robert Louis Stevenson's family, and Robert Louis Stevenson treat them as his real family. After Robert Louis Stevenson died, his wife decided to sell the house. They all went back to the States where she's originally from, except for his mother. She went back to Scotland. Nobody stayed here. The house was sold in 1897 to a very wealthy German trader. His name is Gustav Guns. He's the one who added the far side, or the far wing on that side, where you see the open space where you drink your coffee, and also upstairs. That's not part of the original house. Only the center part where we're at right now and the far wing on that side is the original house. 1900s, we were colonized by the Germans. Governor of Germany lived in here. 1914, Germans lost the war, British took over. That's how New Zealand managed to take over Samoa. High Commissioner of New Zealand also lived here with his family. 1962, Samoa gained independence from New Zealand. It became the official residence of our head of states. No one is allowed to come here. You get fined if you step into this land in that time. All right, so until 1990 and 1991, the house was badly damaged by the cyclones, especially for the sides and the roofing. That's why our head of state moved away from here and lived in his residence in Fatoia. The house was left damaged for nearly 2 years, and sadly, our government did not have enough funds to restore this place at that time. Their first priority were our people, the infrastructure and everything, so they decided to put it on lease. An American wealthy businessman, his name is Rex Mon, a very big fan of Robert Louis Stevenson. He used to be a Mormon missionary in Samoa from the LDS Church in the late 1950s. Now, he knew about this place in that time. He was the one that came back, leased 29 acres, and funded the whole restoration. And that's how it became a museum.
Her name to myself, and then she introduced herself. And I'm like, ah, yes, correct. That's correct. She came to Saudi. She was
Ow, ow, ow.
She came to her family.
I want to stay here because it feels like it's gonna fall. Wait, it feels. I'm not gonna get you.
The mountain on this side here is called Mount Maya. That's where Robert Lee Stevenson is buried. Right at the summit of that mountain. Right? But that's the trail if you want to go up one day and visit his tomb. It will usually take you about 45-50 minutes one way. An hour for both way. Right, it's quite a hike, everyone. You have to be prepared. Good shoes, some water, mosquito repellent. I'm sure you'll be fine. Today, I don't think it's a good day to go up there. It's been raining, so it might be very slippery. Right, but you can always come back because it's a free walk. Alright? Now, everyone, don't worry about this wing here. This wing was added on later. Remember, this is not part of the original house, alright? So we have the administration office, our storeroom. Downstairs at the open space, that's actually our venue heritage. It's the most preferred venue for any government functions. And you can see why. It's a beautiful place and a historical place as well. A beautiful surroundings, large car park area, limitless photo shoots. You know, that's why they chose to come here. I wouldn't mind because I'll have my birthday. I want to have my birthday celebration here as well. Alright, so everyone, if you're thinking of getting married, celebrating your birthday, anniversary, don't forget this prestigious venue. Alright, everyone? No, we don't do the divorce one. No, we're celebrating of those weddings, alright? Alright, a second marriage or third, no, we don't care. As long as you have it here. Right, everyone? We're going to go around this side here and I'll take you inside his library. So this way, everyone. Don't mind the mess, everybody. There's still a lot of maintenance work going on around here. So just go straight here.
You first bring your wedding.
Wow.
May pamangak. Oye, may. Si Luma.
Wow.
Right, come in everyone. All right, everyone, welcome to Robert Lee Stevenson's library. This is a study room and bedroom. He sleeps here most of the time, and that's why we have the reproduction of his bed on that corner. He had a separate bedroom with his wife, Fanny. Fanny sleeps next door, and there used to be a window here, and that's where they communicate at night. Isn't that weird? Right, everyone? That's how it is in those days. They don't have separate bedrooms. Maybe because Stevenson was sick and he was always coughing, so Fanny needs a good sleep. So she had her own bedroom next door. Everyone, this is the other fireplace that I mentioned before. This one, they try to use it, but it doesn't work. He wrote 13 books in Samoa. For 4.5 years he lived here. That's like one book for 4 months, all done by hand. There were no computers or typewriters in Samoa in those days, so that's very prolific if we think about it. Most of the famous books such as Treasure Island, Kidnap, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, those were all written before he came to Samoa. He was already a famous writer before he came here. All right, Treasure Island was written 9 years before he came to Samoa. Everybody. That was based on the Caribbean. It was not written here in Samoa. When the Samoans heard that there's a famous man coming to Samoa, the Samoans all went to the harbor. They just want to see the famous man. just like a celebrity today. Everybody wants to go and see them. So that's what happened back in the days. The Samoans, they don't speak English. They don't read books, but they know he's famous, and that's why they went to the harbor. When Stevenson arrived in Samoa, he said he never felt bitter in his life until he came to Samoa. That's because of our climate. Remember, he's got lung problems. He said the climate makes him feel much better and healthier, and that's why he wanted to stay here. He said people are very friendly to him and his family. He noticed that the Samoan culture is very different, and he loves it because it gets a lot of ideas for his writings. And that's why he wrote 13 books in Samoa. Right? It's the main reason why he's been traveling. He was searching and experiencing and getting ideas for his writings and ending up choosing Samoa. Why? He said because the climate makes him feel better. Right? We have the first editions of the three best-known tales he wrote: Treasure Island, Kidnap, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. These were presented to display in the museum by Her Majesty the Queen. Alright, so first editions worth a lot of money. This is a very good contributions to the museum. Alright, and thank the Majesty and also the British High Commission in Wellington who presented the books to the museum.